If anybody stands phone. Anything that's lost today, if you lose anything or you find anything.
Forest of the Fallen here at Gympie. It's the 13th of May. We've got speeches from prominent people this afternoon. We're currently at Nelson Reserve Park with the Hoodys Heroes group. We've got some guest speakers today. Malcolm Roberts will be here. I hope you enjoy.
Father of three, stepfather of three. And I think the quote that got me the most that he said was, "Don't judge a book by its cover." So big round of applause for Glen. Thank you.
It's a wonderful town when you were best mates with Mr. Bray's son at school, so it's a great community we have here. I've known you for many years. I just said it's a wonderful town to live in. I was best mates with Jason, Mr. Bray's son at school, so it's a great community we have where we get to know one another and we get to come back and live here. Why I thought don't judge a book by its cover is, you know, people often in my role, you assume they have certain views on things, and particularly in local government, the state has stringent legislation in relation to what we can say and what we can't say. And today, one of the reasons I'm here is to support free speech and to support the ability of people to have differing opinions and not be criticised or hindered in their life because they have a differing opinion. What I see in our world is that we've actually lost the ability, or whether it's social media or a lack of education, to have a conversation with other people and agree to disagree. It's okay if we don't agree on something, but we shouldn't look down on them and see them as any less. We should appreciate the fact that we live in a world where we support and encourage differing opinions, because today's opinion that is promoted as fact is often found out to be a little bit of a falsehood not that long down the track. And I've seen, particularly over the last 3 years, a strong step away from allowing people to speak. And when you go on social media and you put an opinion up or a view that's different to what the mainstream want, they simply want to bully you into agreeing with them. And that's not democracy. And that is not the community that we live in Gympie, but it is certainly the community that you see right around the country. It's scary. It's scary to think what my children will bring to this world when they have kids. What are the consequences for the children of the future in terms of free speech? And I know it's not an exciting topic that will actually, you know, get people out of their chairs, but contemplate it for a long period of time, because the ramifications, if you don't encourage people to have a differing opinion, means that our society dissolves. And the freedoms that we take for granted dissolve along with it. It's great to see everyone here. As a council, we welcome differing views, differing opinions, and we welcome events like this where people can come together. I'm sure all of you don't agree on everything, but you have the freedom to express that and walk away knowing that you were heard, even if people didn't agree. It's great to be in a community where you can come along, and I'm sure we won't agree on everything, but we still treat each other with enough decency and respect that we can have these conversations. Because out there in parts of the world, that doesn't happen. I think we should work tirelessly to protect that, because you don't want grandkids coming into a world where they don't have freedom to express their opinion or their views. And that gets undermined and whined away till they have absolutely nothing left. if you don't have the freedom to express yourself without being belittled and bullied into a particular view, you won't have property rights, you won't have freedom to move, you will simply follow George Orwell's book 1987. And I read that at school, and it had a massive, 1984, wasn't it? Yeah, I did read. It had a massive impact on me. I also remember when I was in primary school, nuclear war was the thing that scared the living daylights out of me. I used to go to sleep at night because the teachers in the education department talked so much about nuclear holocaust. Has anything changed? What have we seen the last 3 years? Do this or you'll die. Follow the crowd or you'll end up dead. We have to look back in history to understand what is occurring now and what will occur in the future. And it's important that people remain vigilant and have events like this. Come out, spend some time with each other, have some conversations. Go back to something old school. Have a conversation. Who would have thought that, everything's done online now where people use their thumbs more than their mouth? Or they use their eyes more than their ears. We need to get back to those simple, basic things that set up the foundation of what was the greatest country on earth. And that greatness was around the freedoms and the privileges that we had. And men and women went overseas to foreign countries, not to defend our land in terms of where we are, but to stop tyranny in other areas. And they sacrificed a lot so that we could ensure that we had those freedoms here. And while we may not have to fight as they have fought in a physical sense, we should remain vigilant. Very grateful I had a father that taught me to be respectful of government and authority, but respectfully question. Just because the government says it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Just because medicine says it doesn't mean it's true. And just because science says it doesn't mean it's true. Thalidomide, tobacco. How long was science and medicine saying that there was no issue with tobacco? You won't die from it. So we have to question respectfully, but be vigilant. And look, I've got the cue. Thank you for coming today. I hope you have more of these events. I think it's great that we have differing opinions and we can share it respectfully with one another.
Cheers.